Josh, got any advice for dating in your 30s? It's rough out here. I feel like physical third spaces are harder and harder to find. Adam, we had an entire conversation about third spaces earlier. You are spot on. MMORPGs have been digital third spaces. Physical third spaces are indeed much harder to find. I think what we're seeing now is that people need a third space to have a point. And by that, I mean it can no longer just be a pub or just be a club or just be a community centre. It has to be a gaming night, or it has to be a sports thing, or it has to be a Magic the Gathering card night. I would say that what you're going to have to do is replace the third space with a general twist with a third space that is focused on doing something. And through that, meet people. Go to a Magic the Gathering night. Go to a local film club. Go and find a local sports club. Go to I know it sucks to say, it sounds so simple to say, but a Warhammer club in your local area. Board games. Board games are great. Because if you find a girl that's into board games, you know a couple of things. One, they will put up with you even if you are dull. And two, they're really good at organizing things. Because, you know, we've all played Catan. There's a lot of small stuff. Plus, you find a girl that's into board games, you are always going to have someone to play Warhammer against. Cardrak, what's a third space? Good question. So, when we say third space, what we tend to mean is you have where you live and you have where you work. We normally refer to those as the first space and the second space. You wake up in the house that you live, then you go to wherever you work, whether that's in an office, whether it's in an outside location somewhere, whether it is a specific place. Sometimes you work from home. A third space is a public, comfortable location that you can go to socialize with other people without any specific pressure of what you need to do or not do. So, a club, a pub, a cafe, a community center. The idea of everyone's going to kind of, if you grow up in the 90s like me, you would imagine a shopping center, or Americans would call them a shopping mall. When you were a kid, did you ever just go to the mall to hang out with your friends? Or did you ever meet up at a local park? Or did you go and hang out at an arcade? Or did you go to like a video rental store? Or was there a board game cafe or a youth club, a computer club? Anywhere that isn't where you work and isn't where you live, where you can hang out with other people in real life and make connections and, you know, make friends, that's a third space. And the third spaces in a modern society are being reduced. There is no way that there are as many third spaces. You watch any kind of documentary from the late 80s, early 90s, and you'll see people out in third spaces all the time. A skate park is a third space. The gym is a big third space for a lot of people. And when we mention dating and we say the third spaces are being reduced, I believe they are. As a country potato, this is incredibly hard because there's no such space with people my age. I understand that. Obviously, third spaces are much more popular within populated areas like cities and towns, or any kind of, population center. Did I learn some more lore about the dragons or some dungeons? I've learned that Razorfen Downs has a cool sword in it, so I'm going to go there. That's my plan. Needed to fact check about the girl who is into board games, so just, yes, significant other confirmed that to be true. Yes, very, very good at organizing stuff. Do I ever play your favorite board game, Hero Quest? It got you into MMORPG games. Yes, I believe I have Hero Quest in the other room. It's one of my favorite games. Hero Quest is a phenomenally good game. Like, if my friends come around to my house and they don't play board games and they don't play Dungeons and Dragons and they're not really into fantasy, first of all, why am I friends with them? But secondly, if I need to get people into board games who don't play a lot of board games, Hero Quest is the way I do it. Because there's always time for a cracking unboxing of Hero Quest. Oh, Space Hulk, that was a great game as well. Inju says it's noticeable in teens the last few days, banned from the internet, banned from places in public for being kids, scrutinized while in groups. Yeah, absolutely. Third spaces are being reduced, they're being minimized, they are being slowly but surely vilified and demonized with it, which I think sucks. Hero Quest being a good game. There are so many other games. Yeah, I mean, I can look to my side right now. I've got Descent, Legends of the Dark. I've got the Mansions of Madness over there. We've got the Bloodborne board game. I've got loads of board games in this room right now. However, if someone doesn't play board games and they pop over and they're like, hey, I want to get into board games, these are good games to get them into. Hero Quest is a good place to start. You're listening to the series on YouTube and you've been enjoying listening to it. Oh, thank you very much. I'm really enjoying playing through this. This is super cool. How is the Bloodborne game? It's fine if you like Bloodborne. I wish to make a board game myself, but I know it's a swamp I'm diving into. I've made a game. I've got it on the corner down there. I've not got it printed yet, but it's called Void, and it's a sci-fi space game inspired by the film Event Horizon. You suffered through the Dark Souls board game once. It's not the best. You made a sci-fi... I think everyone should try to make a board game. Don't worry about printing it. Don't worry about 3D models. Let me show you what I've done with this board game so you understand exactly how low budget you need to be. Okay? All right, listen. Let me explain something to everyone. You do not need to have high-quality stuff to make something fun and enjoyable. I always wanted to create a board game. I called it Void. This is a shoebox that I have covered in duct tape. You can even see... Hang on, I lie. It's an old radiator box that I've covered in duct tape, and I've simply made a lid for it. Yeah, it's an old radiator box that I repurposed, and then covered in tape just to reinforce it. And I've got the rules that I wrote myself and printed off and have all that kind of highlighted and written on, and then I've got an absolute ton of stuff within the game that is just made out of cardboard and duct tape. Okay? So I wanted to create a hexagon board. These are cardboard and duct-taped hexagons. They represent the rooms in the ship. If they are red on the front, the room is not activated. If they are green, which you do by flipping it over, the room is activated. We've then got the oxygen meter by how close you are to dying. We have got the sanity meter based on the old Call of Cthulhu game to see how close you are to going insane. And then we've got all of the little character sheets, which I made based on people that I was in a board game club with. Okay, and as soon as these characters go insane, you simply flip them round and you can see the insane versions of them on the back. This is super nerdy, but I needed to know how I could have character tokens on the battlefield. So here's what I did. Okay, let me show you. This is a 2p coin, super glued to a file clip and painted in a color. This one is white. This one is red. This one is orange. You then take a card that you have printed off using any card printing thing. Take the little clip that you've glued onto a coin, slide that onto it, and you, my friend, have made yourself a card stand. Necessity is the mother of invention. Creativity, work with what you got. Everything else I've got is all in this. I even made, just to make sure this game was easy to pack, the hexagons that I've made. I created this custom-sized holder for all the hexagons, which is just cardboard and duct tape. Cardboard and duct tape. And then you slot them all in there, and suddenly there are your ship things. So on the start of your turn, you can simply draw one of those, the ship gets built and pushed on from. All of this is iterative. All of it took a while. Some of it broke, some of it got fixed. I worked out that I couldn't afford to 3D print things, so I just got 2p coins and glued stuff I had to it. I used a graphic designer friend I had at the time to put the logo of Void on the back of a card, and then simply printed off other cards onto the front to show what they do. I've played it a couple of times. It works fine. It's not perfect, but it works. Make a board game, because you will learn a hell of a lot about game design by doing it. And then, very important once you've made something, give your rules and the game itself to someone. Tell them to play it, sit back, and simply watch. Do not lean in, do not say, oh, you need to do that, oh, you should do this, oh, no, do nothing. Sit back, watch, take notes if you need to. But that is when you will learn that what you write down as an instruction will not be followed the way you want it to be followed. You will then learn how to write rules. You will learn how to create inputs and outputs. You will learn what people will or will not follow. The game Void has not yet been kind of released or made or sorted, because in order to actually build it or make it, I would need to do a Kickstarter thing, and I would need to get a company that makes board games. I've approached a couple of companies that want to do it. I don't feel that I have enough time right now to give it the attention or the focus that it deserves. People would love to play it, I know that, but I don't want to feel I'm just putting another bunch of junk out into the world. I want it to be slightly more, tested first. I have made another game that I joked about called Risk 2. Basically, my little brother loves the game Risk. And every time we go on holiday together, which isn't often, but whenever we go on holiday, he's like, Risk, we're playing Risk. I'm like, dude, Risk is bad. And he's like, well, make it better then. So I did. And I sat down and I rewrote the rules to Risk. And I redid it using different model at the same board. It was very important to me that exactly the same board was used. That was my limitation. The Risk board must be used. And I rewrote how units work. I rewrote how battles happen. I rewrote how cards are used. I rewrote how reinforcements happen. And when that was all done, we sat and played Risk. And after kind of playing a game of Risk 2, he went, yeah, this is really fun, actually. So if I ever need to release a board game at some point, I will release the Void board game. The story behind it I really liked. The game is you and your fellow crew wake up on a spaceship having been removed from stasis sleep, and you are being haunted by your own worst fears, and you have a limited amount of time to turn the ship back on and signal for rescue to come and find you. The irony is that the ship itself is what is haunted, so the more stuff you turn on and the more progress you make through the game, the more crazy stuff starts happening. Very similar to the film Event Horizon, which was literally the inspiration for the game. So in order to make progress, you must put yourself into a weaker position. Event Horizon is not officially a prequel to Warhammer 40k, but people consider it unofficially a prequel to it because the gravity drive that they use in Event Horizon is meant to represent the warp in 40k. Event Horizon was a strange thing for me. I think there are a couple of films in the world that somehow seem to be canon events that everyone watches when they're too young for. Almost everyone I've met that's watched Event Horizon watched it when they were too young for it, and it did the exact thing it was meant to do and scared the crap out of someone. Like, it is a very good horror film.